You ever sit in total silence, staring at your phone, heart pounding for a message that never comes? You tell yourself to stay calm, but deep down, you're spinning. You felt something real with her. She leaned in, she laughed, she saw you. And now, nothing. Just space. Just cold air. No words, no explanation. But what if I told you, her silence isn't rejection, it's a test. Not a mind game, not manipulation, a test of your gravity, your presence, your emotional strength when the ground shifts beneath you. Because she doesn't want just a man who says all the right things. She wants a man who stands still when she runs. A man who doesn't crumble in the quiet. A man who doesn't chase because he doesn't need to. This isn't about her. This is about you. Who you become in her silence, what you build when no one is watching, the strength you embody when everything feels uncertain. If you're ready to stop chasing and start becoming, you're in the right place. Subscribe now, because this isn't just another video. This is the moment you stop reacting and start rising. Her silence is not rejection, it's a test. You sent the message. You've stared at your screen more times than you care to admit. 2 days, maybe 3, and nothing. No reply. No ... typing bubble. Just silence. And it hurts not in a dramatic, cinematic way, but in that quiet, private ache that sinks deeper the longer it lingers. You start to wonder if you did something wrong. Did you say too much? Not enough? Did you come on too strong? You replay every word, every glance, every smile. She leaned in that night. She laughed at your joke. You swore she looked at you like you mattered. But now, nothing. Just cold space. Here's the truth that most men don't understand until it's too late. Silence doesn't always mean disinterest. Sometimes silence is the most intense signal she can send. And if you're wise, if you're steady, you'll learn to read it without panic. You see, when a woman truly feels something for you, when she's emotionally invested, she becomes more aware, not less. She senses shifts in your energy. She picks up on subtle neediness, the kind that creeps in when you're unsure of yourself. She notices when your confidence becomes performance. And instead of confronting it directly, she steps back. She watches, not to punish you, but to test what you're made of. Because if your strength only exists when she's validating you, then it's not strength, it's dependency. This is where many men fail. They rush in, they send another message, they post stories to get her attention, they spiral into self-doubt, into fear, but fear is loud, and women are tuned into that frequency. When you act from fear, you expose the very weakness she hoped wasn't there. She's not ignoring you because she doesn't care. She's stepping back to feel your presence without words, to see if your energy holds steady when she pulls away, to see if you're the same man without her gaze upon you. This is not a game. This is biology. This is psychology. This is how attraction is tested, not in the highs when everything is smooth, but in the tension, in the pause, in the absence. So here's what you must understand the moment she goes quiet. She's not waiting for your explanation. She's waiting for your reaction. And every second you remain composed, grounded, focused on your life. You're telling her something powerful. You're telling her, I want you, but I don't need you to be whole. And that's what creates gravity, not the words, not the charm, the steadiness. Now let me tell you a story. A man I coached, let's call him Alex, was in the early stages of dating a woman he adored. They connected quickly. Laughter, late night calls, that rare chemistry. Then suddenly, she pulled back. Fewer replies, longer gaps. No more good morning texts. Alex panicked. He almost reached out 3 times in a single day, but instead, he took a breath. He focused on his fitness, caught up with old friends, read the book he'd been putting off. He didn't send the text. He didn't chase. A week later, she texted, Hey, sorry, I've been quiet. I just needed space to feel things out. You've been on my mind. Why did she come back? Because in his silence, he stayed rooted. He didn't collapse. And that's rare. That's magnetic. You need to understand that a woman's emotional world is not always linear. It moves in waves. Pullbacks are part of the rhythm, but if every wave knocks you off balance, she'll never feel safe leaning in deeper. It's not about being indifferent, it's about being solid. So if she's gone quiet on you, breathe. Stop checking your phone. Stop feeding the panic. Let silence be your training ground. Anchor into yourself. Because if she's truly testing you and not walking away for good, then the way you handle this silence will define what comes next. She's not asking for a performance. She's looking for presence. And the man who can remain still while she drifts will always be remembered. Not because he did more, but because he stayed whole when she stepped back. Stop chasing, start building. Let's get something straight. The urge to chase is natural, but it's also destructive. When someone you care about pulls away, everything in your nervous system screams for resolution. You want to fix it. You want to talk it out. You want to hear something, anything that makes it feel okay again. But chasing rarely gives you peace. It only buys temporary relief, and usually at the cost of your dignity. Because here's what really happens the moment you chase. You shift the dynamic. You're no longer the grounded, purposeful man. You've become the man who needs her attention to function. You've gone from being attractive to being desperate, and deep down, you feel it. You know what chasing looks like. It's sending multiple messages when she hasn't replied. It's checking her social media stories and posting your own just to get a reaction. It's imagining scenarios, trying to decode every little behavior, but none of that brings her closer. It only pushes her further. Why? Because chasing tells her you've left your center, and women aren't drawn to the man who leaves himself behind. You want to be irresistible. Stop chasing and start building. When she pulls back, that's your invitation to level up, not for her, for you. Her silence is space, and space is power if you know how to use it. Instead of filling the void with worry, fill it with action. Go to the gym not to look better, but to remind yourself of your discipline. Work on your craft, not to impress her, but to reconnect with your purpose. Tighten your schedule, reclaim your time, turn every hour you'd spend wondering what she's thinking into fuel for your own momentum. Because here's the truth. Women aren't attracted to words, they're pulled in by energy, and the man who radiates self-respect, drive, and inner peace speaks louder in silence than any text ever could. I'll tell you about David. David had been dating a woman who suddenly turned cold. Texts slowed, calls stopped. He was about to send a long message pouring out his confusion, but instead, he made a different move. He deleted the unsent message, and he went for a run. Then another. He signed up for a weekend seminar, learned a new skill. He even started a side hustle. 2 weeks went by, and he never reached out. Then she said, I kept wondering why you didn't reach out. I thought you'd chase, but it made me wonder what you've been up to. You see, it wasn't the silence that brought her back. It was his energy inside the silence. While other men would have begged, he built. While others folded, he focused. That's not a tactic. That's transformation. Because this isn't about manipulating her response. It's about reclaiming your own presence. The moment you chase someone, you're telling them your identity is negotiable, that your confidence is up for debate, that you're only as strong as their attention, and that's not attractive. It's unstable. Let me put it another way. The sun doesn't chase, it rises, and everything either orients toward it or fades. Be the sun, be the gravity. Let your consistency, your calm, your commitment to your own life do the talking. That kind of presence builds slow, but it's unshakable. So next time you feel that urge to reach out, stop, breathe, shift the focus, take that energy and invest it into something real. Because the most powerful thing you can do when she pulls away is not to follow, it's to rise. And when she feels that rising energy, when she senses your peace doesn't depend on her, you become the man she thought you were in the beginning, the man who doesn't need her, but still chooses her. And that's the kind of man she can't forget. So stop chasing, start building, because in the end, it's not the man who reaches out that wins her heart. It's the man who never left his own. Be the wall. The power of stillness in chaos. Stillness, that's the trait no one talks about, but every powerful man has. In a world that reacts to everything, every emotion, every shift, every silence, the rare man is the one who doesn't flinch, the one who holds his ground like a wall, not because he's cold, but because he's rooted. When a woman begins to pull away, most men turn into wind. They swirl, they chase, they try to fill the silence with noise. They think that if they just say the right thing, do the right thing, she'll return to who she was before. But that's not how connection works, because she's not listening for your words. She's feeling for your center. And if your energy wobbles every time her mood changes, she'll stop trusting your presence. Let me be clear, she's not trying to confuse you. She's trying to feel safe with you. And safe doesn't mean soft. It means stable. The storm doesn't need another gust of wind. It needs a shoreline that doesn't break. I'll give you a real story. One of my clients, let's call him Josh, was dating a woman who had deep emotional swings. She could be sweet one day, distant the next. He used to mirror her every move. If she pulled away, he'd panic. If she cried, he'd overcompensate. One day, after another emotional wave from her, he called me and said, "I feel like I'm losing myself." So I told him, stop being the wind, be the wall. The next time she withdrew, he didn't react. He didn't chase. He simply said, "Take the space you need. I'm here." Then he returned to his routine. No performance, just presence, and something shifted. A week later, she said, "For the first time, I feel like I can trust you with my chaos." That's what stillness does. You see, strength isn't always about taking charge or fixing things. Sometimes it's about absorbing intensity without breaking, letting her feel everything while you remain the same, unshaken. Stillness doesn't mean silence. It means clarity. It means not acting out of fear, not over-explaining yourself, not texting just to calm your own nerves. It means breathing through discomfort and responding with direction, not desperation. Because emotional storms are not personal. They're human, and women, by nature, ride them more openly. She doesn't need you to solve her emotions. She needs you to hold steady while she sorts through them. Now listen carefully. The moment she feels her emotions dismantle your peace, she doesn't just lose attraction, she loses trust. Not because you did anything wrong, but because she now doubts your ability to contain her world. She needs to know that when she spirals, you stay planted. That when she tests, you don't flinch. That when she walks away, you don't chase, you observe. Stillness is rare. That's why it's valuable. And it's not about being indifferent. It's about being so grounded in who you are that you're not moved by every passing storm. You don't swing when the winds blow. You remain firm, focused, calm. Ask yourself when she grows distant, do you over-explain, overreach, overcompensate, or do you stay anchored in your truth even when it's uncomfortable? Stillness is not weakness, it's restraint, and restraint is strength. So how do you build it? You train it through meditation, through discipline, through structure. You create a life so full, so purpose-driven, that no person's emotional pull can knock you off course. You build your foundation before the storm comes. Because when you become the wall, everything changes. Not just in your relationships, but in life. People stop testing your limits. They start respecting your boundaries. You stop chasing moments and start choosing them. And she will feel that. She may not say it, but she'll feel it in the way her chaos softens around you, in the way she stops pushing to see if you'll fall. Because you won't. You're the wall. Let her walk, and why that's strength, not weakness. There's a moment every man faces, the moment when she says she needs space, or when her texts grow shorter. Her warmth cools, her voice turns distant, and you know she's slipping. That's when the instinct kicks in to chase, to call, to explain, to prove you're worth staying for, staying. But here's what most men don't understand. Letting her walk away is sometimes the most powerful thing you can do. It's not apathy. It's not punishment. It's self-respect. Because when you chase someone who's pulling away, you send a message loud and clear that your identity is tied to their approval, that your sense of worth depends on whether they stay, and that's not love. That's fear. Let me ask you this: would you rather be chosen out of desire or clung to out of guilt? Real connection can't exist where desperation lives. When you let her walk, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with calm acceptance, you show her something rare. You show her that you value yourself, even in her absence. Let me tell you about a man named Chris. Chris was in a relationship for over a year. Things had been steady, but his partner suddenly became unsure. One night, she said she needed time to figure out what she really wanted. Chris could have pleaded. He could have tried to convince her that what they had was worth saving. Instead, he simply said, "I understand. I want you to be sure too. Take the space you need." Then he got back to living gym, work, journaling, deepening friendships, reconnecting with his mission. A month later, she came back. Not because he begged, but because she remembered the peace she felt around him. She said, "You didn't try to hold me hostage emotionally. That's what made me want to return." Letting her walk didn't break the bond. It revealed its strength. Because here's the truth. A woman doesn't want to feel trapped. She wants to feel safe in her freedom. If your presence feels like pressure, she'll pull away. But if your presence feels like peace, even when she needs distance, she'll remember you long after the noise fades. And if she doesn't return, then it wasn't yours to begin with. Letting her walk is not weakness. It's a form of strength that most men never develop. It's the strength to trust that what's real will return, and the confidence to keep becoming, even if it doesn't. Because you don't stop evolving when someone steps back. You don't pause your mission waiting for someone to come back around. You don't bend your values just to be chosen. You rise, and that rising done quietly, steadily, without fanfare, creates gravity. While other men are flooding her inbox, you build your life. While they overpromise, you stay consistent. While they try to fill the void with noise, you become the silence that echoes with worth. That's what makes you unforgettable. Letting her walk doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care about yourself enough not to shrink just to keep someone from leaving. And in a world of people who cling, collapse, and chase, the man who lets go with dignity stands out. Because he's the one who knows. Love is not earned through begging. Presence is not proven by pursuit. And peace is not found by forcing someone to stay. So, if she says she's unsure, let her go, find her answer. If she creates space, don't rush to fill it. Keep becoming the man you were before she entered your life, and even better after. And if she looks back, she won't see a man chasing. She'll see a man standing, still, grounded, evolving. And that memory will linger because it wasn't your words that stayed with her. It was your strength in letting her walk. Stand still while she runs. She's pulling away, fewer texts, less warmth. Her energy is different. You feel it before you even read her message. And just like that, your instinct lights up. Go after her. Fix it. Say something. Do something. Achi, bring her back. But let me ask you something honest. What if chasing her at this moment is the very thing that pushes her away for good? You see, when a woman pulls back, she's not always running from you. Sometimes she's running to see what you'll do, not because she's cruel, but because deep down, she needs to know one thing. Can you stand still when she runs? Most men can't. They react. They spiral. They double text. They show up at her door with explanations and flowers, trying to repair something that was never broken but merely in motion. And in doing so, they lose the very respect they hoped to keep. Because presence isn't proven in comfort, it's proven in uncertainty. Think of the ocean for a moment. The tide pulls away before it rises again. That pullback, that moment of emptiness on the shore, is not abandonment, it's rhythm. But if you panic in that moment, if you start chasing the water, you'll only drown in what was meant to return. Stillness is your test, and stillness is your strength. I remember talking to a man named Eric. He had been seeing someone for several months. Things were good until 1 week. Her responses slowed. She said she felt off and needed time. Eric was tempted to text her paragraphs to clarify his intentions, to ask if she still felt the same. Instead, he did something few men are willing to do. He stood still. He gave her space, not with coldness, but with quiet certainty. He didn't disappear. He didn't chase. He stayed present in his own life. A week later, she came back and said something he'd never forget. I kept waiting for you to blow up or pull away, but you didn't, and that made me feel safe. Stillness builds safety. It shows her that your identity doesn't rise and fall with her mood, that your emotions are not at the mercy of her distance, that you're not driven by fear, but anchored by truth. You're not silent because you don't care. You're still because you care deeply, but not destructively. When you can sit in uncertainty without reaching for control, you become rare. And in that rarity, you create gravity. But stillness is not passive. It's active presence. It's choosing to stay centered even when your emotions try to pull you off course. It's working out, journaling, building, reflecting. It's being fully alive without needing her attention to validate it. And here's something she won't tell you, but she'll feel it. When she runs and you stay grounded, she starts to question her own distance. She starts to wonder why you didn't flinch, why you didn't chase, why your peace remained untouched. And that curiosity, that mystery, becomes the seed of new attraction. Because most men fall apart at the first sign of resistance. But you stay whole. That's leadership. That's presence. That's what makes her feel safe enough to return. Not because you pulled her, but because you never pulled away from yourself. So the next time she runs, don't fill the gap with noise. Fill it with purpose. Don't collapse. Don't panic. Don't perform. Stand still. Let her feel the steadiness of a man who's not moved by momentary distance. Because the man who can stand still when she runs is the man she won't forget when she stops. There's a kind of man she never forgets. Not the loudest, not the flashiest, not the most romantic, but the one who didn't flinch when she pulled away, the one who didn't beg when things got quiet, the one who didn't crumble when she grew distant. She may not have said it out loud, but deep inside, she was watching, not for perfection, not for performance, but for presence, for strength that doesn't shift when hers does, for identity that holds firm even in silence. That man is rare, that man is unforgettable, that man she can't shake. You don't become that man by luck, you become him through discipline, through heartbreak, through solitude, through the choice over and over to build rather than chase. Because here's the truth, women don't want a man who talks about his worth. They want a man who lives it, and you don't live it by proving, you live it by becoming. The moment she feels that your self-worth depends on her validation, the gravity is gone. The spark fades. You've moved from leadership to need. But when she pulls away and you use that space to sharpen your edge, to train, to grow, to deepen your mission, she feels that. She may be distant. She may even be silent. But she feels when your silence is full of purpose. She senses when your absence isn't emptiness, it's evolution. Let me tell you about someone named Marcus. He went through a painful breakup. She said she needed to find herself. The old Marcus would have spiraled, but this time he did something different. He went dark, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. He hit the gym at 6 a.m. Daily, started writing again. He upgraded his wardrobe, built new friendships, expanded his business. 3 months later, she texted, "I saw your new project. You look different. You feel different." He didn't reply right away. He didn't need to, because she wasn't reaching out to reconnect. She was reaching out to re-feel his presence, the one she thought she'd left behind. You want to be the man she can't shake, then make peace with being alone. Stop building your worth around attention. Start becoming a man who's married to his mission. A man who creates a life so magnetic, so grounded, that anyone who enters it feels lucky, not entitled. The men who are forgotten are the ones who folded, the ones who needed her more than they needed themselves. But the man she can't shake, he used pain to fuel progress. He took heartbreak and turned it into power. That man doesn't chase love. He attracts it. He doesn't beg to be chosen. He chooses himself. And when he walks forward, not to prove anything, but because he has somewhere to be. So the next time you feel her slipping, don't panic, don't text, don't explain. Let that silence mold you. Train harder, wake up earlier, build deeper. Because while she's checking your profile, while she's wondering why you didn't chase, while she's measuring your absence, you'll be too busy building a life that doesn't need her permission to thrive, and that is what she won't be able to forget. You become the man she can't shake, not by holding on, but by letting go with strength, by rising without resentment, by growing without permission. You weren't built to be someone's second thought. You were built to lead, to evolve, to embody unshakable presence. So become him. And when she looks back, she won't see the man who chased. She'll see the man who never stopped becoming more.